So today I also want to make a sourdough bread. And first of all, if you haven't had a starter before, you'll need to make a starter. And that's going to be, there's many variations, but the one I use is 2 1/4 teaspoonfuls of active dry yeast. And you have 16 ounces of warm water and 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And you'll put that in a glass jar and cover loosely with a towel. Of course, you're going to stir it all together. And then every 24 hours, you'll need to stir it. And you can do that for 2 to 3 days, and then you can make your bread. But first of all, that's your starter, and then we'll make the bread in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna make my bread in a bread machine. So what I have is my active yeast, which is here, and I have 10 ounces of that. I've got 6 ounces of warm water. I've got 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 4 cups of bread flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And I'm using the active dry yeast because I'm making it in the bread machine and it has to rise in a quicker time. So we're going to mix all of this in our bread machine bowl here and set it to basic level 1. I do believe I'm probably going to add a little rosemary to mine, maybe a tablespoon of rosemary, just to give it a little flavor that I like. But you can do as you please on that, but just be careful of what you do add because you can make a difference in the consistency. So I have everything in my bread machine. So I'm going to set it to basic, and then the desired medium crust that I like, and then the loaf size, which is about 2 pounds. Now this loaf gets quite big, so if you're making a bread machine, make sure you got a big enough bread machine. One thing I did want to tell you about the starter is once you use 10 ounces or whatever you use of your starter, you also want to replenish that with the same amount of water. You would do 10 ounces of water, and of warm water that is, and also 10 ounces of all-purpose flour. And then you put that back in and let it set out for another 5 or 6 hours to room temperature, and if everything is good. And you can refrigerate it after that time if you need to. Thanks. So let's check on our bread. Look how pretty. So now it'll be about an hour to bake. It's finished baking now. So let's open it up and take a peek. Look how pretty that is. We're gonna get it out. We're gonna let it rest here for a little while and cool down, probably about 30 minutes, and then we'll get it out and look at it. Well, as you can see, the bread turned out lovely, and I did put a little bit of rosemary in mine, but you can make it without that if you would like. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and be seeing you soon.